Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Brandon Hensey, and I'm going to do an overview of AP Summer Writing, the seminar that you're enrolled in this year. So we're going to start off and just do a brief bit of introduction. I want to introduce myself to you. Many of you know me, but not everybody may. This is my 26th year of teaching at Belleville West, and I have been teaching in the AP Social Studies for over a decade now. I teach APUSH along with Ms. Oberly Dom and Ms. Novaria, and then I teach the senior AP courses, which is U.S. Government and Politics and Comparative Government and Politics, but you probably better know those as Poli-Sci AP. I'm involved here at West in a number of co-curricular activities. I coach the debate team. I am the speech and theater department coordinator, and I also direct the freshman-sophomore play, as well as the Belleville West Children's Show. I oversee Model UN, which is a great organization here at West. So I am very involved in school activities, and if any of those interest you, particularly debate or Model UN, we are always looking for new people to participate. Outside of school, I am an AP exam reader, which means for 1 week a year, I read hundreds and thousands sometimes of written student responses to the advanced placement exams in U.S. history. While this is not a fun job, 8 hours a day for 7 days a week, it has given me and Ms. Oberly Dom great insight into how advanced placement exams are scored and what readers are looking for on those exams. So a lot of the information we're going to be giving you in this seminar is information that we've learned from firsthand experience scoring those exams. Outside of school, I live in downtown St. Louis. I'm involved in my community. I volunteer at the St. Louis Zoo, and I volunteer at the St. Louis Aquarium, as well as a number of community activities. So I look forward to getting to know you guys as well as we move through the seminar. I can't wait to interact with you and meet with you both online and in class. So let's talk a little bit about our goals for the course. First of all, we're going to develop college level writing skills. Many of you are probably already good writers. You do excellent in your classes at Belleville West. Our aim is to help you kick that up a bit and specifically teach you writing that's appropriate for history courses once you get to college. So the things we're going to be talking about may not necessarily mesh what you're learning in your English classes about some of the creative type of writing you're going to do, but I think you're also going to see some overlap between what we're teaching you and what you've learned in English. The second thing we're going to hope to do is, by taking this, make your transition into your first advanced placement class a little bit easier. We know APUSH is stressful for a lot of students. It's their first college level class they've taken, and junior year in general is stressful because all your classes seem to kick it up a little bit and get harder. So by taking this class now, you're going to have a head start in the first 2 units that we're going to be doing in APUSH, and our goal is to make that transition easier and smoother for you, less stressful. You're going to have a great familiarity with what's expected. And the bonus is you'll be able to transfer some of the things we do here into APUSH in the fall. And keep in mind, whether you have me or Miss Oberly Dom or Miss Novaria, all the things we do in AP Writing Seminar will be accepted by the teachers in those classes. We are going to write the first 4 writing questions for your first assessment for Unit 1. That's about 50% of that exam. And we're also going to tackle your term paper, which we'd like to get that over and done with during the summer, and that's one less big project you have to do during the school year. Now, the question always comes up, do I need to transfer all or nothing? And that is entirely up to you. If you don't finish the course per se, what you do have finished will transfer. if you decide that this isn't the format or the expectation you had. You don't have to transfer everything you do. It's ultimately up to you what you present to those teachers and say, I want to use this in place of what we've done or going to do in the course. Now, here's the catch. Let's say you get a 9 out of 10 on a writing assignment in AP Summer Writing, and you don't want to do that same writing assignment when you get to APUSH in the fall. You have to tell that teacher before you complete the assignment in class. You don't get to take it in the summer and then take it in class and say, I want the better of the two grades. You're either going to take the score you get in the summer or do it again in class and take that score. But you have to decide that before you do that particular assignment or that particular assessment. And ultimately, it's your choice. If you score a 7 out of 10 on the assessment this summer and you feel like you could do better, then don't transfer that one to your APUSH class in the fall. You get control over that. You make a decision on how much you're going to do and which of those items you are going to bring with you when you go to your APUSH class. So I want to talk a little bit about online learning and what are some successful things that I've learned teaching both at Belleville West and at St. Louis University in the online sphere. The first thing is the 3 Ps: preview, plan, and pace. So you should look through your online course and see how it's organized, what the different components are. We call ours modules. How many of them are, what things have to be turned in. So you have an idea of how much work the class is going to entail. Once you've previewed that, then make a plan for when are you going to tackle the individual parts. One of the benefits of online learning is you're pacing yourself. You're going at your own rate. But the drawback is you're going at your own rate. And we all know that procrastination is common among high school students, yet you see it's not one of the 3 Ps. Online learning can quickly become overwhelming if you don't preview, plan, and pace when you're going to do what you're going to do. Because all of a sudden it's the end of the course and you've got all this work that you have to do. So sit down, look at your calendar of things that you need to do, whether it's band camp or sports camps or working or volunteering or family vacations. Look what you're expected to do for this course and then figure out where you can slot it in before you get started. Second is your workspace. I do not advise doing online learning in your comfort zone. I know a lot of times students like to lay in bed and do their online coursework. And while that feels great, it's not necessarily setting you in an academic mindset. You need to take yourself out of your space where you relax, where you're comfortable, where you socialize via social media, and go into a space that feels a little bit more like this is my area I should work. I strongly recommend using like the kitchen table or the dining room table if that is an option and it's not too noisy and distracting. But find a space where it feels like you're actually doing some learning. A lot of students say, oh, I can't get into online learning. It's not my thing. The reality is online learning is going to be here to stay. What those students aren't successful at is overcoming getting out of their comfort zone and associating learning at home with also being comfortable. You need to feel academic to be academic. So think about your workspace and where you're going to do the things that you need to do for this class. Third is a big one. It is remove those distractions. And by distractions, I mean one single thing, and that is your cell phone. When I am an AP reader, I am online scoring for 8 to 10 hours a day, and I quickly learned that I had to turn off my phone. Not just turn it on silent, I had to power it down and actually put it in a separate room. Because every time I got bored or every time I hit that point where my mind started to wander, I naturally gravitated to checking social media or looking at my apps, and it made me less productive at what I was doing, but it also made me less accurate in what I'm doing. And we all love our phones. We're all attached to our phones. But when you are trying to do online learning, your phone needs to be turned off and it needs to be put out of reach, whether you give it to your parents or a sibling to hold on to because you don't trust yourself. or you put it in your room and you work in the kitchen, but out of sight, out of mind. And yes, you're going to get anxious and you're going to get that anxiety. You're missing messages and Snapchats and everything else. But all of that anxiety also occurs when you're trying to do that at the same time you're trying to watch an instructional video such as this. The final piece of advice is to ask for assistance. Ask for help when you need it. If something is unclear, make sure that you ask that question. We'll have for our videos like this one, you can post questions below those for myself and everybody else to see and answer. I'm also going to have office hours each week in which I will be available to individually conference and chat with you if you need that. And we can do that through Google Hangouts chat, which is the text function. Or we can set up a Google Meets video where we talk to each other and you share a document with me and ask questions and we teleconference on that. Or you can email me very simple questions to bhency@bths201.org. And by simple, don't ask me to read your whole paper and tell you what I think. That's not a simple question. Ask questions that clarify through email. But if you're talking about your work specifically, we both need to see that and have a conversation. I'm planning on staggering my office hours while the seminar is in session, some in the morning, some in the afternoon, because I know everybody's doing their work at different times. Each week I will post when my office hours are going to be available and when I will be online if you need me. You may not see me here, but if you need to reach out, you can reach out during that time, or we can set up an appointment to make sure we're going to catch each other when I'm in office hours. I strongly encourage the use of appointments because if I don't know anybody's going to be showing up, it's harder for me to plan what I'm going to be doing during that time. So our organization of our seminar is broken into modules. These are individual learning components, each with a different purpose. You're in module 1 right now, which is introductions and information. You're going to find out about me, this course, APUSH, which you'll be taking in the fall, and how those all work together. Module 2 is a series of videos on YouTube. They are the lectures that we will be using in class. I deliver some, Ms. Oberly-Dahm delivers some. They range from about 7 to 13, 14 minutes each. You will need to watch those videos to gain the historical knowledge you need to do the assignments for this particular seminar. The good news is once you watch them this summer, you will not have to watch them again in the fall. They'll be finished. So you're going to get a lot of your early part of this fall semester out of the way this summer. We're going to do all of Unit 1 and part of Unit 2. Modules 3, 4, 5, and 6 are where we break down the 4 types of writing questions you do first semester in APUSH. The free response, document-based, short answer, and original student response. And I'll give you an instructional video on there, a handout with some simple directions. You'll take a self-assessment and do a practice question before you go live and you write and submit an actual question that will count for the semester in APUSH. And you'll notice those are asterisked. Anything in this list with an asterisk means that's an opportunity for you to turn something in for me to score that you can transfer to the fall. Module 7 is 3 YouTube videos, 3 lectures on the colonial period you will need. That's not all of period 2, but it's enough that you need to write the term paper. And then that's what Module 8 is about. So that's what we're going to be doing this summer. If you have questions, feel free to email me, but that's a general overview of AP Writing Seminar. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. I think we're going to have a great time. I know learning in the summer isn't everybody's cup of tea, but we'll get through it together, and when you get finished, you're going to be really glad that you did this. Thanks, everyone, and have a great day.